Las Vegas Discount.net's the best there is. Save up to 50% on your next Vegas trip. And travel, rental, shows, and tours. Find the deals you're looking for. Las Vegas Discount.net. Las Vegas Discount.net. If you're going to Vegas for deals that are the best, visit Las Vegas Discount.net.
FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee, talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net Radio!
Hola, soy Julio César Chávez.
And lights out, baby. Lights out all day.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a radio show. It ain't a one-hour television spectacular.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. My name is Lee Honish, and I'm joined by Fight Thing Miggs, and I'm joined by Andrew Labouche. They care more about boxing, and I care more about getting fucked up and telling you why boxing is fucked up. I'm going with this new persona for the new year, right? We're at the new millennium, Andrew. What do you think about my new kind of Mauro Ranallo kind of sound?
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Ask me in about 10 minutes, man.
All righty then. Let's get right into it. Mamma mia, we're joined by Fight Fiend Miggs. Miggs,
yes.
How are you doing today after partying like a rock star for the last couple of days? First of all, was it not your birthday, young man?
Not yet. We're getting close. It's going to be the 4th, actually, so we're almost there.
So this was the birthday weekend getaway to Texas, of all places. Get out of town.
Literally.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Miggs, you've been there for a couple of days now. Tell me what you thought of the fight, just from a general perspective.
Well, what I thought of the fight, I mean, it's pretty obvious that Mikey is not a natural welterweight. He looked soft. Not that he ever looked ripped or anything like that, but you can tell that Vargas was the natural welterweight. You can see how much tighter his body was, even from the weigh-ins. Just looking at them side by side, it's like, all right, clearly this is not his weight division. This is like DAZN's first, they've been doing this now for a couple of times, right? First of all, did you get a chance to talk to Sergio Mora, friend of the show and incomplete idiot, who has to do homework all week long just to study on his fighters? Did you get a chance to really watch how DAZN does their business in Texas? I was looking for Mora. I was even looking for Brian Kenny. They were like MIA the whole freaking time that I was there, dude. Like, they weren't at the weigh-ins. They were not at not visible to me.
They were doing homework, Miggs.
Dude, they were gone, yo. Like, they were gone the whole freaking time. And I was looking for them. I wanted to even ask, like, I didn't get a chance to go up and ask Chris Mannix. But I kind of wanted to ask him, like, dude, like, you guys, you and Mora kind of like, have this pot shot thing at each other on air, and some of that shit sounds like pretty fucked up, like the way, exactly. It sounds funny at first, and then afterwards you're like, okay, was that like a legit like pot shot? So I wanted to ask him, like, on the download, like, dude, are you okay with that shit, man? Like, what the hell? But I didn't get a chance to ask him. I was even gonna go ask Mora himself, I was gonna.
I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll tell you, Miggs, sometimes I believe Mora uses that I'm a fighter thing, right? Oh, I know what's going on because I'm a fighter. And I think Maddox responds with, yeah, but you're hella dumb, right? That's his get back. Right? That's why it sounds personal sometimes, because I think they're really trying to up themselves live on air. And when you're not a boxer, the only other thing you can really go off is who has the bigger brain, and he definitely jumps on that a lot against Sergio Mora.
Yeah.
Well, that's
how it seems, man. That's
kids.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. My 15-year-old daughter has a bigger brain than Sergio Mora. Let's all be completely honest about Sergio Mora's brain and the size of his brain at this moment.
But see, I don't know. I just think that's a little cheap shit by Maddox because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about half the time.
No, he doesn't. But
yeah.
and we go back to this, right? This is why I brought it up. DAZN looked like they basically threw together their telecast team and the way they run in the States. Like whatever they thought, they've been running their business in England for a while and doing it very well. And then they came out here and went, we need American people. And they got Brian Kenny and they got Maddox and they got Mora and they got Jesse Vargas. And then that crazy transvestite lady, which for the record, Fight Net Radio fans, I am going to find out if she has a vagina. Really, Andrew? Is it your first time on the show? Is it?
Yeah. No, but she's a nice. I didn't think she was a man. Who you talking about? The Storm? The Mexican Storm in the black?
Claudia.
Yes.
The Silver Fox?
That one, exactly. The flat top.
Listen, I'm not saying that I wouldn't throw it face down in my bed and, get to work on it, but
go to work.
It would be work, dude. I think she'd be tough. I'm just telling you how it would be. I'm probably going to have to show silverback dominance here and put her in a submission.
Good one.
First.
That's a good one. Bring it like a silverback. I like that.
Bring it like a silverback, bro. But I've always said this from the beginning about DAZN. What were you guys fucking thinking? You spent all your money on getting Let's Get Ready to Rumble, right? So you spend all your money getting Buffer. And then, we got 50 grand left. Let's see what we can scrape at the bottom of the media. There were so many good people out there that they could have gotten and poached for DAZN. And they went with ESPN rejects. I researched all these people. Everybody who isn't a fighter, I've researched. And what I thought I really thought this because I've watched their English productions. Their English productions are flawless because they got good guys. Then they came out here and went, they've done sports, so they should be okay. They don't know shit. They literally don't know shit about boxing. This is not their primary gig, but they got paid and they're doing it. This is not Claudia's primary gig. So she asks stupid questions because nobody's writing for her. And that's what she was. She was basically a weather girl / sportscaster who had somebody writing for her, and she had a look. Same for these other two dipshits. I don't want to break it to everybody about their favorite ESPN personalities. They're not writing, they're reading. And when you put people in a position where they have to write on the fly, the reason people listen to us or watch our videos, we are not writing this first. We're doing it on the fly. If they really wanted some heavy duty stuff, there's great guys out there. There's really literally great guys out there that can think on their feet and ask the right question, but they don't do it, right? Everybody's stuck in this, they were on ESPN or Fox, so they must be good. Really? Because they can read a prompter? That's your prerequisite for somebody in boxing. The truth is, the reason we love Teddy Atlas when he did it, the reason we loved, Tuesday Night Fights on USA, right?
Yep.
Right? Those guys were writing on the fly, and they were great. Even ESPN boxing back in the day, right? We're talking about guys who could write and talk on the fly. And DAZN just happened to pick a group of individuals, including Sergio Mora, that couldn't talk on the fly. And ridiculously, the only one who can talk on the fly and be articulate is the guy who was getting his ass kicked on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, I wasn't actually listening to the broadcast because I could have pulled it up on my phone from where I was at. I was in this media room auxiliary, they called it. It's a media room, right? So I had access to, plugging in my phone and shit like that, whatever. But I was kind of, so we had these big old windows, humongous ass windows, which I probably should post up on the Facebook page, but these big ass windows. And there was one guy who was a photographer and his window actually opened. So that's the only reason I was even able to hear into the arena. arena. But I mean, I didn't have my I didn't have the DAZN app up while listening to it. I probably should have, so I can hear the fucking shitty ass commentating. But yeah, like I didn't even hear what the hell they were saying, honestly, dude. Like even when Andrew was mentioning that Claudio Trejos was fucking interviewing.
Look at you go
what's his
all
name?
Hispanic on me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had to. Interviewing, Vargas and Garcia on the way out of the ring. It's like, what, dude, get out of the way. You're interrupting people that know what the fuck they're doing. Get the hell out of the way. What the hell?
Yeah, they're trying to get mentally prepared, and she walks up and goes, "How do you feel right now?" Like they're gonna give her an honest answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, where do you think your head is, man?
Right. Some
like,
dumbass producer in her earpiece said, "Hey, go ask." Wait, here's exactly how it went.
Claudia, are you there, Claudia? Claudia, can you hear me?
Yes.
Claudia, go walk up to Jesse Vargas right now. Hurry.
Okay.
Ask him how he feels.
Yeah. You can picture a scene from fucking like the Truman Show where that fucking dude has got the headset in the back, and he's just like, "Oh, this is perfect. It's perfect. Zoom in on his face." Like, what the fuck? No, let them do their thing. What the hell?
Eric Morales was asked to take a picture when he was walking in for one of the Pacquiao fights. I believe it was fight number 1 that he won. Bro, they blew up on the fans. Step back, get back. Yeah, you just seen his trainers, everyone get back. And he's got bold face on. He's walking straight down the MGM. We're not asking questions and taking photos. This is not a fucking game, you guys. How many times you hear the fighters say this? And she's running around asking some of the lamest questions you could ask right before a fight. Like, I don't know why their trainers went with that. Seriously, I would have said, back up. We've already done the promoting part. We're about to fight. You need to leave them alone.
Yeah, that media part is over. It's done. And we did it yesterday. We did the interviews. We did the weigh-ins. Even after the fucking, after the weigh-ins, generally speaking, the fighters go up to the room, rest, rehydrate or whatever. They came back out or at least Vargas did. I don't know about Mikey, but, came back out into like a little mini interview with like the ESPN Deportes people. It's just like, damn, all right, well, that's quite a bit of fucking, promoting. Can you just let them do their thing now? Like once it's fight day, like that's it. Leave them alone. Let them do their thing.
Yeah, especially once it's the walkout.
Yeah. It's seconds before they head out to the ring. Holy shit, dude. What are you going to ask them? Like, if a train leaves the station at 10:45 a.m.
Yeah, 10:45 a.m. and it's traveling and it's going at 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I have a math question. I feel like Harry Carey came back from the dead and he's the producer of all. Hi. I got a question for you, Mr. Vargas.
Yeah. Or Vargas
how do you feel? How do you feel, Jesse? How do you feel about boxing as it compares to the plight of mankind?
Shit.
What?
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Horrible.
All right, so let's rewind it all and start at the pay-per-view itself. Joseph Parker takes care of his business in the opening of the pay-per-view card. I'll start with you, Andrew. Are we buying into the Joe Parker scenario for Eddie Hearns having proper victims for his incredible heavyweight?
Well, I think in Parker's next fight, they can maybe go for a bottom top 5 to 10 heavyweight. I don't know if Parker was ready for a elite heavyweight last night. He still looks a little bit out of shape. His power was there, obviously. When he hit the Winters, he hurt him. But he also took a lot of shots. I would just move it slow. Look, they said he had a terrible spider bite. He was down for something like 9 months, not training or anything. It really showed in his body. He lost a lot of muscle mass, in my opinion. If I'm Eddie Hearn, he's got a great record. He's got a name. I would move him slow in 2020. Maybe not even have him fight for a title until 2021.
All right, Miggs, what'd you see out of a young Joseph Parker? Well, now an old Joseph Parker, who's now been promoted, co-promoted, and promoted by, I think, every organization out there.
Well, he did what he had to do. They put him out there against Winters. Immediately after the fight, he was asked, what next, and he went on to say he wanted Chisora next. I don't think that's the right plan to go, honestly. Like he didn't look that great. I mean, I'm not going to knock on him. He did what he had to do. He won and he knocked the dude out. So he did his part. who am I to say that he shouldn't face Chisora next? But he didn't look great, like he did it, man. There was a few times, like I from my angle, was he cut? Like maybe I'm tripping. Did he was he like cut, under one of his eyes or something, right?
Yes, he was cut, and he was also hurt in that fight by Winner. Winner's had a very good knockout ratio, though. He does have power. But you're right. When you're fighting a, bottom, 20, 30th ranked guy, I don't know if you should be getting stunned. I totally agree with you. They got to slow it down. Chisora puts on good fights. He tends to be on the losing side of a lot of those fights, and maybe that's what Eddie Hearn's looking at there. They can sell a lot of tickets probably in the UK, and hopefully he gets some, the power will get him out of there late in that one too.
Yeah, and he did look a little sluggish. It could be that, that spider bite. One reoccurring thing that I kind of was telling people next to me is that I don't know if it was the weather in Texas, but for one reason or another, one opponent in like damn near every main card bout looked gassed. Like they just looked like tired as shit. And I couldn't figure out what it is. When I noticed it on fucking Parker, I was like, oh, maybe, I thought I'd give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say it was the spider bite. Okay, cool. But then, like, as we go on down the card, I'll mention it a few other times, but it just seemed as if like one opponent in every fight seemed to be like running out of gas way too soon. But yeah, I mean, he got the job done, so he won.
The show is rapidly becoming a real boxing show, and it's boring me already.
I can hear you snoring, dude. Well, to spice it up a little bit, I have some beer over here.
I'm sure there are longtime listeners who appreciated my new Mauro Ranallo angle, but it didn't last. They're just waiting for phone calls from celebrities at this point. And joining us on the line right now is Teddy Atlas.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me on. We're going to be talking about lightweights. Can we get this straight? They cannot be considered pound for pound. Jesus Christ, I ship bigger than these guys.
Did I cover it correctly, or is that not Teddy's perspective?
There you go,
guys.
Yeah, and it was an overkill with what's his name, Julio Cesar Martinez.
Who's Julio Cesar Martinez Aguilar y Chavez? I mean, seriously, can you add a few more last names on this guy? Julio Cesar, all right, first, middle, Martinez Aguilar, 4 names. 4 fucking names. 4 fucking names. I'm going to add a 4th name to me. And I'm going to put it in front of my real first name. So it will be alleged. Alleged, frankly, Hanish went to jail today. I'm just going to get it out of the way. Just thought I'd do that. That was a joke for all of you in the Fight Net Radio universe, because these two nerds are about to talk about the WBC Flyweight World Championship. And it was boring. Got to be honest. I went and barbecued. Aguilar.
Tri-tip.
Martinez.
Lee.
Tri-tip. Yes.
Lee, my last name.
Versus MTK's Jay Harris. Yes, Andrew, go ahead.
My last name is always taking a lot of shit, right? Lapache. People like to. Yeah, one time I had a Mexican guy in my class try to make fun of my last name, and he had one of those 3 last names. I told him, I said, shut up. This coming from the guy whose mother didn't know who the father was in the room, so she named him after all of them.
After all of them.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, who you think shut the fuck up, right?
Wait, and by the way, and then, knowing Andrew's history and his son's history, you sharpened a pencil and shivved him, I assume?
No, the argument was done. That clown, he could not come back from. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, he threw in the towel.
So the MTK was in the house last night. As you all know on Fight Net Radio, I am obsessed with the MTK and its trafficking of white boxers into the U.S. and abroad. And they did it again last night with Jay Harris, who was the punching bag for Martinez Aguilar. Did I roll it correctly for you? My girlfriend's been working.
That's as close as it gets, man. That's as close as it gets. I mean, I got 2 R's and my last name is Barragan, and people are like, one more time. I'm like, never mind.
Yeah, right. No. That's serious. I was actually asking her the other day. I said, how white do I sound when I speak it? She goes, you sound white. You can't break it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. You have to go live in Mexico, man, or like Spain for that shit to go away. Because
my sister took it up to university level, so she's got proper. She goes, no, it doesn't even sound like. She tells me all the time. She goes, oh, I can speak it, but they know I'm white because it's too proper.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. When it's too proper and it's not slang enough, it's not hood enough. No, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right, so tell me about Martinez Aguilar, the latest novel in the romance series by Eddie Hearn, as he took on the MTK punching bag of Jay Hearn, who will obviously not be getting a green card in the United States. You think I'm kidding, Andrew?
I don't
I've been talking about this for
Miguel
a
don't know
year.
about that.
All right, Miguel, let me catch you up. I think
Please.
the MTK, along with Bob and Eddie, I haven't seen Oscar do it. Hey, why are you
Mostly
talking?
just Bob.
Hey, why are you talking about me? I mean, I've been sitting on hold. Hey, Andrew, are you there?
Yeah.
Andrew,
Yes.
you still gonna front on me, fucker?
No, come on. Let's go on with the.
I'm trying. You guys got so
cameo
fucking
by
nerdy.
Oscar.
You assholes got so fucking nerdy in that last segment. I'm afraid to turn over the light flyweight championship of the world. All right. So for those that are new to the show, I am convinced that the MTK, along with Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum, are smuggling people into Oxnard, forcing them to fight, and if they lose their green card, which makes them fight like they're fucking savages.
Like a loser leaves town kind of WWF match. It's like loser leaves town, bro.
Always.
And you got to remember, ESPN actually made this a thing with the Ray Beltran. You guys remember that when Ray Beltran was fighting?
Oh shit, yeah. He was literally fighting for his career or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that shit too.
Green card or go.
He had it. Yeah, exactly.
No
Oh shit,
doubt.
they should
Green
have it
card
like
or go.
dangling above the ring like a ladder match, dude. What the fuck?
MTK for life. By the way, any MTK listeners listening, I am down with your organization. And I also want to say this to the Fight Net Radio universe.
We want in.
I will never commit suicide. Everybody understand? All right.
Oh, shit.
These alleged Frankly Honish drove off of the San Mateo Bridge today.
Yes, famous last words.
Right. No doubt. Not to mention, I produced probably one of the sketchiest shows on the planet for Bobby with that stupid ass. By the way, go to perfectbluestudio.com and check out all our shows. But Bobby's show that's some sketchy ass shit. Like, I produce scary content. So go check out the Jeffrey Epstein show, by the way, everybody. Bobby's working on committing suicide for the first time. With that said, all right, nerds. Let's talk about Martinez and why Teddy Atlas and I should care about guys that literally I just took a dump, and I'm pretty sure it weighed more than both of the fighters combined. Andrew?
All right, who wants to go first? Andrew, you go first.
Well, look I thought the kid was good, right? He throws punches from all different angles. Orthodox, southpaw, really doesn't matter. He switches back and forth. Do I think he's pound for pound one of the best in the world today? Fuck no. Like, I don't even know where that... Dude, they sounded so much like HBO last night trying to push the whole Chocolito thing on everyone.
Not Chocolito, but Martinez, where I didn't pay attention.
No, I know that. But I'm saying they were...
Martinez as well?
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, they were saying he's going to be on... Oh, Lee, the whole fucking fight. He's going to be on every pound for pound list tomorrow. He's one of the best. It's like, it was just, that's what kind of took away from that fight.
Time to go deep dive on this one on BoxRec. Who actually said it? Was it Sergio the Brain Mora?
No, it's Kenny and Maddox.
All right, well, both of them know shit about boxing.
They don't know shit. Exactly.
They know equally what I know about boxing, which is shit. I would make that
seriously. This is the type of announcers they are. They see one punch, that's it. Guy won the whole round. Let's just talk about a fight that we like talking about, and they move on to other shit while there's literally 2 minutes left in a round. It's very sad, but no, they kept pumping him just like HBO did with Roman Gonzalez out of nowhere. Now we're supposed to proclaim that this guy is pound for pound top 10 in the world, and he's just not. Lee, he was really. Really, he had no defense, in my opinion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The guy, he gets hit way too much to say he's pound for pound anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Mixed.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. Like he has this Chiquita Gonzalez look to him, the way he throws his punches kind of from different angles, But he walks in so just frankly, he doesn't I don't know, he gets hit too much, 100%. I feel like he shouldn't be getting hit that much. In some of his last fights, I remember him actually like bobbing and weaving a little bit. Like he would counter. He countered so fucking perfectly. Like they would throw punches. He would dip and then come back with his own. He did none of that yesterday. He was getting fucking slapped, dude. Like I honestly thought in the middle rounds, if the fight continued without that freaking was that, I think, the knockdown with the body shot. I was like, dude, he's letting the fight slip away. Like, what the fuck? He just walks in, he puts his hands up, and basically invites Harris to just throw punches. Like, dude, I understand you're gonna, put your hands up when you get in the pocket, but throw. You don't just stand there and let him throw punches at you, dude. Like, he was giving away rounds. I was texting my pops in the middle of the fight, and we're like, what the fuck is fucking Martinez doing? Like, he's just basically giving away rounds here. I didn't like it at all. We shouldn't even fucking mention the word pound for pound at this point when it comes to him. I like watching the fight. I'm not going to say I don't like watching the kid fight. It was fun, of course. And then having the English fans, there were plenty of English fans there. They were like chanting for Harris, which is fun as shit. And then they were being drowned out by the Mexican fans. So that, the international feel to it was fantastic. I was digging that shit 100%. But like, it was pissing me off. I was like, is he letting this fight go? What the hell? Like, I wasn't liking that at all. I like the fact that he throws punches from different angles. I don't like the fact that he gets hit as much as he does. It's almost like the Nate and Nick Diaz concept. Like, I don't have to get out of the way of the punches because I can take the punches. That's not the point. The point isn't to fucking get clocked in the chin, and be like, okay, cool, that's my defense because I can take it. Like, no, dude.
Hold on, for my own professional, because I might be fighting again here in the near future. You're saying don't get hit.
You heard me right. You heard me right. I heard it.
Yeah.
Andrew, make a note of that when I start training camp and the day after the fight, because clearly in my last two fights, I have really ignored that.
Isn't that what Rocky tells Tommy Gunn when he first puts him in the ring? He's like, don't use your face as defense, kid.
As I've always said, Rocky got smarter as he got older for some ridiculous reason. He went from brain damage to a guy who can articulate entire scripts in front of judges.
He went from brain damage to Sergio Mora.
And no, I think he went further than Sergio Mora. I think he's at least, Maddox level, certainly.
Damn.
So looking at this list, Andrew, what am I missing here? He hasn't fought anybody. Why would, I didn't do a lot of homework like Sergio and the DAZN guys, right? But I just typed in his name in BoxRec and went, I've never heard of any of these people ever.
No, and you're not. There's a lot of. I believe this is 112 pounds. There's just no one there that has a big name in America.
No, he's gonna have to move up to 115. I think super flyweight is where it's at. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and I think that's what DAZN was trying to work. Right? They probably didn't know if Chocolito was gonna win. Right? So you get this kid, you start pumping him up as pound for pound. And then all of a sudden the Juan Estrada fight and him looks very interesting. Even though Estrada looks like he's going to be 10 times bigger than this guy. Like, I didn't know Estrada's only 3 pounds away from him because this kid looks a lot smaller than Estrada, Chocolito, and these other guys that are at the super flyweight division. So yeah, I mean, he has to move up. There's nothing, Acajas, Gonzalez, Ringa, how do you say his last name? Rungvisai. Yeah, they're all one division higher. If he's really pound for pound, they need to move him to that division. And you know what? There might be some interesting matchups there. But the way this guy fought last night, I don't see him getting too far when he starts fighting the elites. No. And you're going to hear me say a lot that again for this telecast, but we can move on.
Which takes us to our co-main event of the evening. The Chocolate Bar returns. The man who was dubbed by HBO and a bunch of literally dumbass boxing writers, pound for pound, one of the best, and still one of the best even after he lost the first time. And they still want to call him pound for pound, one of the best after the second time, because last night I heard the telecast, Andrew. Chocolito is back, Andrew, as he beats a guy named Khalid Yafi. I lost my green card.
I'm fighting for my green card.
Yeah, no, straight up, man. I mean, they found a victim who's 26-0 with 15 KOs. You know what screams off that page to me? Oh, you can't knock anybody out. You're just a proficient boxer. Yay for you. Start with you, Migs. I mean, I don't think Gonzalez is back. I thought the early rounds, it took him a while to get into a groove.
Yeah, it did take him a while. It seemed, I mean, like, I don't know. I kind of feel like he got a little spooked from, like, getting fucked up by Soren Visai. So he's like trying to kind of play it safe. He was kind of starting slow. And this is what I mentioned earlier about looking tired. It looked like a fight was just like, there was a couple of times where his mouthpiece fell out, and I don't remember. I mean, I could be wrong, but I haven't seen the replay. But I don't remember it being from a punch. Maybe he did get, it just seemed like he was breathing with his mouth open, and the fucking mouthpiece came out, and I'm like, what the hell? A reoccurring thing was just like, it seemed like one opponent in every freaking fight was like hella tired, and Chocolatito just totally took advantage of that shit and was just like going to town. He's like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna, if you didn't come in top shape, then fucking I know I did. But it was a nice, I don't know. They pretty much gave Chocolatito this title fight. I don't think he really earned it yet, but I mean, whatever. He won it. He's a title holder now officially, and he put himself, or he's been placed in a position where he's going to be able to rematch Estrada and unify titles with others. As a matter of fact, I think during the press conference he was asked about that, and that's the first thing. As I want to say Eddie Hearn even mentioned Cuadras. But I don't know how realistic that's going to happen, but that's going to be. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that Chocolatito didn't look good. He looked great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fight. I like little guys, so I enjoyed the fight in general. But it just didn't look like if I was he wasn't to Chocolatito's level.
No, he wasn't, and I didn't understand the game plan. That's what got me. Look, you're fighting a veteran fighter, a guy that people wrote off 2 years ago. Why are you standing in front of him trading? We all know the last thing that leaves a Hall of Fame fighter is their power, correct?
Power, exactly. Yep, exactly.
And you're sitting there standing in front of this guy. He knows how to throw combos. He knows how to end fights. Terrible, terrible game plan by their trainers, not being able to talk their guy out. You got to move. You got to use your jab. You got to tire the veteran out. It's one, they kept falling on he's an Olympian. He's an undefeated champion. Once again, Lee, Yaffe has only had, I believe, 5 fights since 2016. He only fought once last year. That could have been why he was not prepared for this fight, to fight this caliber of a fighter, especially with the game plan that he chose. I think that had a lot to do with him getting tired. So while yes, his record was decent at 25-0, he's an Olympian and everything. Something has been going on since he won that belt, because he just stopped fighting. Literally 2 fights, I believe, if you're going to look him up. He has only 1 fight last year, and then they put him in with the guy that, one of the best finishers the little divisions have ever seen. It was very, very stupid game plan, and it cost them. We were talking about it, you guys. I mean, I think we've seen it all early. Gonzalez was connecting. You don't want that all for 12 rounds, and he didn't last 12 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. He lost his title. He lost his undefeated streak. I mean, his undefeated record. I mean, and he lost his green card probably.
No doubt. He's being deported from England as we speak.
In cuffs and like the ball and chain and everything.
Hashtag MTK for life. Shout out to Khalid Yaffe. Which takes us to our main event of the evening. 12 rounds for I love this, the WBC Diamond Belt.
What the fuck?
Shout out to the WBC for just being shameless and creating meaningless titles. Good for you guys. You're just so shitty. At least it wasn't the paper mache belt the Canelo got a couple of years ago.
The Mayan belt, or what?
The Mayan paper mache made out of rock scissors and paper belt.
Kobe Bryant's wife got a Kobe Bryant WBC belt.
Yep, the purple one, right? With the purple strap.
Yeah. Come on, Lee.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can do it.
I'm gonna get one of these like replica belts and wear this shit the next time we have one of these talks.
I'm taking photos. There it is.
Right
I've actually I took a picture with the rock scissors paper belt at 2 years ago, and it looked like paper mache.
Yeah.
And I actually got to ask Mr. Suleiman, I'm like, do people pay you for these? Like, I was pretty blunt about it. He's like, no, it's a gift from us. This one cost about $100,000. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well, damn sanction fees. I'm pretty sure they can afford it.
And you know what I hate is how many news outlets, Lee, go with the Mikey Garcia is a WBC champion again. What? Champion?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's
Fucking
the silver diamond blue balls champion. I don't what the fuck?
It's not even a belt. It's not. Do you know that if go to the rankings, watch this. Go to boxing rankings on Fight News right there. And they're going to, no. Oh, you were on it for Fight News.
That wasn't Fight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Because they show, Fight News shows everyone. That's why I like going to there.
Right.
To go down to welterweight, they don't even have the diamond belt fucking mentioned. Yeah, you know, watch the WBA shows everyone. Look at the WBA has 3 titles right there. Look at WBC. Oh, it's the guy who whooped your ass. That's the champ.
That's the real champ. Shit.
I mean, that's kind of sad. Mikey's even accepting that title, knowing that Spence Jr. is the one that holds the real one. Come on, people.
Well, in the world of the WBC, if he fights for another 5 years as the silver diamond first contender, he might actually get to fight Errol Spence someday. Maybe.
Again, he even mentioned that in the post-fight presser too, a potential, like the one thing that, well, we'll get to it in a minute, but one of the things that they mentioned in the post-fight presser is, Manny Pacquiao in Saudi Arabia and all of this shit. But, he kind of briefly name dropped Errol Spence rematch with him, and it almost felt like the whole room was like, no, bro, that's not the way to want to go. Shit.
Yeah, no way. No, listen, we'll get into it after the fight. Listen, last night.
Let's talk about the fight. The final scorecards were 116, 111, 116, 111, and 113, 114 for your winner by, say it, Andrew. Say it the way I like it. Come on. Be a dirty pig. Say the word.
Unanimous? How did I? Unanimous?
Unanimous. Just change all the N's to M's. Unanimous.
I do it one time, and he hasn't let me forget for, 6 years, bro.
If you knew how many times I said decision instead of decision.
Longer than that. That's at least 2006 or 2007 material that I'm not letting go of.
I always get so nervous when I say words around Lee.
Oh, man. You feel as nervous as Chris Mannix on air.
Yeah, right?
Well,
poor Sergio.
Once I heard Andrew say the word sandwich, and I haven't let that one go.
Shit. And pizza and Pepsi.
Ask him where you go check out books from. Oh yeah, no.
What are you talking about?
Where do your kids go to study and all the books are located, Andrew?
I don't know.
What's it called?
It's a library?
There it is.
What, is that wrong too? Am I saying that one wrong too? God damn you, Lee.
You're spelling it lie and then the word berry.
Which
whatever.
Is so
awesome.
Oh my God. I'm gonna spell like that from now on. That's a new thing.
Oh, dude, you haven't been on here when I actually proofread articles.
Hey, now I'm a little sad. What is it supposed to sound like? No one's correct.
Library. Wait, here you go. Library. There's an extra R in there that you're missing. You're going straight to the library.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
And you're eating a sandwich.
And I'm grabbing my cock as I say that too. Whatever.
That's
dude.
Correct, right? And it's a unanimous decision.
All right.
Oh, that's why people listen to this show.
That's why I'm never going to make it on here. I'll never be Tony Romo. Is that what you're saying? 17 million.
Tony Romo
guys.
can actually write on the fly. You know why he got $17 million? Because he can write on the fly and tell you what the next play is going to be.
I don't give a fuck. You know what, Lee? I ain't never watched a football game because of fucking Tony Romo. That is bullshit. He makes more money, they said, than 90% of the league right now. That's bullshit. Everyone talks about how boxing, only 3 guys make the most money. An announcer in the NFL makes more than 90% of the league? Fuck out of here. No, I don't run home for Tony Romo. Bullshit. He gave someone a good blowjob.
Wow. Did you actually, hold on, you actually deserve this one. Oh, what are you telling me it's not working? No, hold on. Why is oh my God, why are you not working?
Hey, you try to fix that. Hey, what I see right here on this welterweight division, I want to just throw out there. How the hell is Robert Guerrero ranked number 9 by the WBA?
How is he ranked at all?
I know. Hey, Mikey Garcia and Vargas aren't even ranked by the WPC, but Robert Guerrero is ranked by the WA. Tomas Dolom, he's ranked in 2 of the belts. Wow. All right. Throwing some names from the past there.
Yeah. I would have thought they would have fucking dropped out by now, but I mean, shit. When the hell was the last time he fucking even won? Like a meaningful.
I know. I know.
All right. Let's return to this fight that was 116, 111, 116, 111, and 113, 114. I scored it probably closer to the 116, 111. I don't personally think, I don't know what Vargas was thinking. My boyfriend, Jesse, for some reason, first of all, did the number one wrong thing that every big fighter does. Why are you reducing your size to fight your opponent?
Yes, that's the one thing that dude. According to this sheet that I got here, he's either 5'10" or 5'11". The sheet says 5'11", and Mikey says 5'6". Like, dude, it did not look like there was that big a difference in the fucking ring, dude. He kept hunching over, kind of crouching. It's like, what the make, like you have the advantage. You're the natural welterweight. You're naturally the bigger dude according to this fucking height thing. It's like, come on, dude. Why in the hell would you squat and make yourself the exact same fucking height as your opponent?
Mikey Garcia was not punching where his head was. Mikey was punching where his head was going to be. Deontay Wilder did the same thing in the first fight to Tyson Fury. Fury kept bending over on that right hand. Finally, they got smart and said, punch where his head's going to be. And that's what Mikey did last night. It was a great adjustment on the fly because he's not doing good in the first 5 rounds. But then he noticed something. Robotic. Every time I throw my right, he's bending over. Throw my right, he's bending over. Well, fuck it. Throw the right hand where he's going to bend over.
And he got hit with that right hand that dropped him, and he still didn't bring up his left hand. He kept his left hand down and just thinking he could just Roy Jones Jr. back away, and that would be enough to get out of the way of the punch. Dude, no. And then every time I would see him get stunned, I'm thinking to myself, Jesse, are you gonna clinch with this motherfucker or what, dude? Don't just cover up and have your back against the ropes and hope that he stops fucking, hope that you have enough space to move out of the way so you can back up and he'll stop throwing punches. Why don't you clinch? Later on in the fight, he started clinching for no fucking reason. It was just dude. Whatever. I guess he got himself out of some punishment there.
The game plan left him, you guys.
Okay. So game plan number 2. Let's talk about it. My boyfriend Jesse. The second game plan flaw that I saw, and of course, I don't know shit about boxing, even though unlike 99% of the writers out there who listen to this show, I've actually been in a ring and a cage. But I say this, why aren't you working backwards or side to side and making the little man come at you? What the fuck?
Lee, he did a great job of that in the first 5 rounds. That's
right,
exactly
in the first 5, right. That's when he won. And then for whatever reason, he got caught and went, oh, fuck it. I just better throw.
Yeah, and last week I think we hit on that. We said it's gonna be what fight Jesse Vargas brings in on this night that declares the winner. This whole thing was in his hands. He had a 3-inch reach advantage. He had a 5-inch height advantage. You stay on your back foot. You work off the jab. People, what we've seen in the first 5 rounds is exactly what Spence Jr. did to him when he fought Mikey Garcia last year. Stood behind a jab. It wasn't speed. Spence didn't have this incredible speed that was just lighting up Mikey in exchanges. No, he kept them on the outside of his punches. When Mikey got close, he would either clinch or circle, get out of there. Always have a backup, a back out, right? You want space. So when Mikey throws that one right hand, you take 2 hops back and now you're out of danger. He did a perfect job in the first 5 rounds of doing that. Mikey Garcia's head, I swear, looked at the lights off of jabs at least a dozen times last night. The jab was working perfect for Jesse Vargas, but then he got hurt. He got hurt and his fucking game plan went out the window. And for whatever reason, his corner couldn't talk him back into just being a boxer. He turned into Vargas, the Mexican fighter, and that was Mikey's fight at that point on.
Yeah, and fucking Jesse in the first round, either the first or second round, caught Mikey with a sweet ass like left hook that like was kind of like a lead left hook, and after that, Vargas or Garcia caught onto that and kept bringing up his fucking right hand, and like for the life of me, fucking Vargas would go back to that same well over and over again. Like, dude, you're not connecting that left hook anymore. Let it go. Move on to something else. Like, he caught on to your shit. He caught on to that. You know, he kept bringing up his fucking thing, and it's just like, all right, like, please, plan B, plan C, hello. You know, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I completely agree with you guys. My boyfriend, Jesse, as we see here in the video.
Look at that. I mean, what is he, 5'4" right there?
Yeah, he came right down to his size. He literally gave it to him. He gave him that knockdown.
I was expecting them to like try to muscle Garcia around, you know, like clinch with him, maybe like make it like a physically taxing, you know, make it the natural welterweight, like put his weight on fucking Garcia.
Below Mikey Garcia's belt line. I mean, let's really look at this here for the knockdown. Yeah. His head is below his belt line, trying to get under punches.
It's the same thing with Robert Easter Jr., dude. Easter did the exact same fucking thing, and fucking Garcia connected when he dropped Easter. He threw the 1-2 and then finished it up with the left hook, but that number 2, like the right hand, was exactly the exact same spot that he caught Vargas last night, because he fucking bends in that direction and he makes himself the shorter fighter for some fucking reason.
Okay, let's go to my third point of this fight with my boyfriend Jesse, who got hurt. Andrew, I hate to say it, Jesse Vargas is a bitch.
Oh, there he goes with the B word again. But he could only, Miguel, he gets away with it because he has an MMA professional record. And he did get in the ring. So
by the way, I'm 0-1-1, and I'm working on increasing that to 1-1-1.
Hey, I got an amateur record.
By the way, probably puts me in line for a WBC title shot based on the match.
Yes. A diamond belt, though. Diamond belt.
It'll be a diamond belt.
Like, okay.
Oh, that's fucking classic if you could get Suleiman to give you guys a belt, dude.
No, I don't want to break it to you, Andrew. Here's legit reality. Okay, let's say that I won the lottery last night, right? Not even the big one. I think it was 40 million or 50 million on Powerball or whatever it was. Bro, I can get somebody who I know will take a dive and make me look good, like a Rocky movie. I can get Suleiman to print the belt. I can get the ring. It doesn't cost much more than $15,000 to get MGM. Get somebody to promote this, just so that there are bodies in the arena when I win the diamond belt. The whole thing would be less than $100,000. Come on, that shit on my wall. Lee, how'd you get that belt? It was a tough night in Vegas. That was the main review.
Yes.
I was 0-1-1. I was just randomly picked out of a hat, and I fought a guy who had 4 wins and 900 losses. But he was willing to hit the match for $5,000.
It's like I was a club fighter. I was a club fighter that gave me a crack.
In fact, I dressed the other guy up in exactly the Tyson Fury / Apollo Creed outfit and have him come out throwing silver coins to the crowd. Absolutely, I would. And then I would come out in a bad Rocky Balboa. And by the way, I'm not going to work out for this fight. I'm going to come in completely overweight, and I want a gut. I'm going to put
you want a tank average gut.
Totally.
You want bitch tits. You want bitch tits.
I want way bitch tits. All right. So with all that said, it's starting to concern me that my boyfriend, Andrew, I'm going to have to break up with him because he doesn't like to get hit. And I don't want to break it to anybody in boxing or MMA. You're going to have to get hit. Jesse just went back to being amateur Jesse in that moment. And that's the end of your career. Like, if you can't take that punch, if you can't come forward and keep to your game plan, you're done. Like, it's game over. You're stuck in your head. Like, I think I'm going to say this, not because I have experience with it or having gone to the Pan Am Games or actually competed on some kind of ridiculous level. The only person who's ever beaten me in a ring or a cage or on a mat is me, because I got out of my game plan because something bad happened to me and I panicked in my brain. The truth is the same in boxing. I mean, there are people that are overwhelming forces. Mike Tyson was an overwhelming force. You had to be prepared for this lunatic running across the ring and just throwing everything at you. That's not what this fight was. Jesse came in with a very good game plan. He won those.
And it should have worked. It should have worked.
And it would have worked. But for whatever reason, you got touched, went down, and lost his game plan. I'll start with you, Andrew. Jesse's about to be a full-time commentator, in my opinion. This is the end of his road.
I got to agree with you. One thing about boxing that we just seen on the rankings, Robert Guerrero is still ranked number 9 by the WBA. So I got to think that Jesse has one more fight in him. But as far as me ever betting on him or coming on this show and saying I think he has a chance of winning this, that's probably where the end happened last night. This was Jesse's fight to win. He lost, and really, you guys, he lost, and I still thought this fight was really close. Lee, I know you agree with 116, 111. I didn't. I thought Jesse not only outpunched him, I thought he outlanded Garcia last night. Listen, when Garcia hit him, he hurt. I get it, but people, this is boxing, and in boxing, wobbles don't create extra points. So it doesn't matter that Jesse got hurt in some of those rounds when he outlanded Garcia for the remainder of the round. And just a very lazy job by the commentators last night calling this fight. They were not calling it per second, they were calling it per punch. They seen one punch. Oh, there it is. He's hurt again. And hey, what about Pacquiao? If Pacquiao was to fight Mikey Garcia, how do you think that would work? And they're fucking talking about a future fight. Well, Vargas is laying his ass on the line, trying to fight his way back into these fights while being hurt. And I thought he did a great job. You guys, round 5, he gets destroyed. I thought he won round 6. I swear to God, like the guy comes back in the very next round, and I thought took that round. It was. Did I have him winning? No, I have him losing by 2 points. Okay, I thought there was 2 rounds that I didn't agree with Maddox on, but I still had Garcia winning at the end of the fight. Now, if they would have called a draw, I wouldn't have argued that either, because you know what? Mikey Garcia got outworked. Yes, he's heavy-handed. Yes, when he hit Vargas after the 5th round, he hurt him a lot. That's not everything in boxing. So this was a very close fight. Mikey Garcia, to me, proved last night he is not a welterweight. This guy almost lost everything he's worked for in this sport against a below average, or maybe just an average welterweight at best.
He is literally Sergio Mora.
Yeah, he literally went to war last night and needed 12 rounds to beat an average welterweight. You guys, Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, all these guys would have smoked Vargas. Seriously, he has no business in this division. It's very sad that they're chasing the money of Pacquiao. Pacquiao would run circles around Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is not active enough for Manny Pacquiao. That is a 4-1 fight all night. And if he doesn't knock Manny Pacquiao, he loses on decision. It's as simple as that. The fact. All right, go ahead, Miggs, and then I'm going to talk about Pacquiao Garcia.
All right. So right off the bat, I want to say yesterday at the post-fight presser, which for Fight Net Radio fans who did tune in to catch it yesterday, Vargas's team were talking, or actually himself was talking about moving up to 154. So there's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no ending, at least of his career, in their sight right now. They're thinking some time ago there was rumors that Vargas was going to fight Munguia at 154. Obviously right. Munguia has since moved up, so it looks like the plan of moving up to 154 is still in place for Vargas. He said that he was comfortable. I asked the question actually during the post-fight presser if he made the weight comfortably, and he said he did. He's like, I felt fine, and I put on a good performance, and he felt okay, but he said, a potential fight at 154 isn't out of the question, and that's kind of where the original plan was, or what the original plan was prior to this fight with Garcia here. So, we're talking about, this is it for Vargas, like you should just, hang him up and stick to full-time commentating. But him and his crew, no, they're going to continue marching on. So that being said, I don't think it's a good idea for Garcia to stay at 147. I think that the easy fight to make are the non-PEC or PBC guys, and they're gonna go after Manny. I don't know. They were trying to sign Manny. I'm not sure how successful that's going to be in Saudi Arabia. But dude, Manny would fucking clothesline Garcia over the top rope on activity alone, dude. On activity alone, Garcia is just far too inactive in some of these rounds here. I don't think it's a good idea. I would like somebody during the post-fight presser mentioned a fight with Lomachenko, and it appeared as though it sounded like Garcia was totally okay with moving back down to 140 for a potential fight with him. But it's like, dude, that's the direction you should go. You should go back down. Any other fighter, any other welterweight, like any of the PBC guys, Porter will muscle you around. Danny Garcia will let you the fuck up. I mean, and even talking about Manny would like mess him up, dude. He would dance circles around him. It would be such a mismatch. Like, like Garcia would end up getting like smoked. He probably won't get knocked the fuck out. I'm pretty sure he'll just lose a decision because his defense is actually pretty decent. But it's just he got, if you look at Garcia's face at the post-fight presser, like he got hit. He got hit quite a lot. He gets hit with those same punches by another fucking welterweight, like a hard-hitting welterweight. And who the hell knows? It could be lights out.
Yep.
All right, Andrew. Oh, by the way, Migs, did you pass the note to my boyfriend at the post-press conference telling him, do you like him? Circle here.
Your boyfriend? No, man, he ran away from me. He ran away from me. I was just like,
I'm not surprised. Jesse. I have been stalking him for quite some time, and I'm just saying, I know where you live, Jesse. I know where you live.
Yeah, I was really trying to follow him, but no, it didn't work.
One big amateur move Dazen made last night.
Giving out his home address?
No, was going off of Manny Pacquiao's contract. Going off of what Manny thought he was in his contract, if that makes sense. And that's with the PBC. Last night, they said, Manny has informed Eddie Hearn that he's over, his PBC contract is done. How many times has Manny said that and been wrong? Right? Didn't he sign with Top Rank and then sign with Golden Boy and then had to go back to Top Rank only to sue Top Rank to get out of the contract?
And
like,
he's also
like Lee, wait a minute. Wait. These guys, they fucking were announcing, they were promoting a fight that they have no control over as we speak right now. Mikey Garcia signed a one-fight, $7 million deal with Eddie Hearn. That means this morning, Mikey Garcia is no longer under Dazen. Then, Manny Pacquiao, I would not go off what Manny Pacquiao says. He's been wrong before about his contract situation. What are you guys doing? You literally promoted a fight you have no fucking control over. I mean, I'm sure Al Heyman was somewhere clapping his hands saying, thank you. I will now take this shit to Las Vegas. I will take this to pay-per-view, and we're going to match your little $7 million that you're going to pay Mikey Garcia because he gets no more. Mikey Garcia last night didn't turn into a $10, $15 million fighter. I'm sorry. If anything, his market dropped from last night's win. There was no one going, damn, Mikey now looks pound for pound. Mikey looks like he's going to tear up the division. No, there was none of that. His market actually dropped. Manny's going to be a clear-cut favorite. And this whole thing about Saudi fucking Arabia, Eddie Hearn needs to drop this shit. Las Vegas is not going to allow Garcia Pacquiao to go to Saudi Arabia. That fight belongs in Las Vegas. That fight will sell out the MGM, the T-Mobile, wherever they put it. The Filipinos and the Mexicans will show up for that fight. Eddie Hearn needs to watch himself. You want to keep fucking with these casino bosses and taking these fights to Saudi Arabia, you're going to get a backlash from them, and you don't want that. Las Vegas is the mecca of this sport. They have a 70,000-seat venue about to be opened up this year. You need to stop fucking around with our fights. Garcia, Pacquiao has no business out there. You want to take AJ out there? That's fine. He's always hanging around out there. They all love the big heavyweight. We get it.
Oh, yeah. They love the English.
Yeah, we get that. Don't be taking Garcia Pacquiao out of Las Vegas. You're going to start stepping on fucking toes. I know Eddie thinks he's real tough. I wouldn't mess with some of these, the richest men in the world, and that's those casino bosses.
Hold on. Joining us on the, wait, get the breaking news music. Is it going to work?
Oh, jeez.
Breaking news. This just in on the Newsmaker line. We're joined by Bob Arum.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Bob.
I'm going to
Mr. Arum.
the biggest story of the year.
Mr. Arum, yes.
All right. Please hold your questions till after I make my statement. Number one, still love hookers. All right. Number two,
I second that.
I still like a good bowl of soup.
Because I have no teeth.
I remember when horses were jumping off the Midway in New Jersey, but neither here nor there. All right. Lastly, Manny Pacquiao has always been under contract to me. It's all a ruse. I am still his promoter. Thank you. I will now answer questions from the gallery.
There's going to be real bidding war for this fight. If this fight gets made, I don't know if Vegas wants to lose this one. Manny Pacquiao has done very good for that city or that state.
Everything right now based on egos is going to be who can fill Allegiant Stadium first for a fight. Is it Eddie or is it Bob? Because it's sure as fuck not going to be the PBC. They have got nothing in their roster that would fill that place. But
But Lee, that fight would fill that place, and Al Heyman has worked with both of those fighters. And
he needs money, and he's going out of business, and it makes all the sense in the world. But he's got such weird New York ties to Barclays and everything that goes on in New York. I'm not going to be shocked when it gets moved to a Barclay or Madison Square Garden. I mean, let's just be realistic about this.
Yeah, Brooklyn boxing, chances are it'll be Barclay.
Pacquiao moves the needle, though. He moves the needle.
Brooklyn
you guys
boxing actually has a lot of money. I'm sure it's some kind of money laundering scam, allegedly. Brooklyn boxing. Brooklyn boxing is the biggest backer of the PBC. They are by far.
Yeah, that but those fights, fights don't move the needle. I'm sorry, Keith Thurman versus Danny Garcia didn't do shit. It didn't do shit on the TV. It didn't do shit on ticket sales. This fight right here, Pacquiao Garcia, you are going to have about 50,000 fans show up. I'm dead serious. This isn't going to be a big fight for Las Vegas because of where it's at. Vegas has a lot of Mexican fight fans around that city that will show up. And Manny Pacquiao's people will show up for this one.
Okay,
they always love
for that one. Hold on, both of you, okay? Because I actually heard this debate in regards to wrestling, because it is that time of the year, is it not, Migs? We are getting very close to the granddaddy of them all.
Yes, exactly.
The reason I bring that up is a lot of debate online has been, now that everybody's streaming, right, which is where you carry your content. Somebody, and many people have done this with the WWE. Why wouldn't you put WrestleMania in a 3 or a 4 hour time slot on TV? And here's the question. Why haven't we had a super fight on broadcast TV and just somebody pop the cherry and go for broke?
Well, Al Heyman tried that. Al Heyman tried that.
He didn't have the guns, but I'm telling you, if it were Joshua versus Fury at Allegiant, right, on actual ABC, not ESPN, I mean legit ABC free air, right?
Or Fox or some shit.
No, it would have to be ABC because the math on it works that way. ESPN is owned by Disney. Disney owns ABC. So it would be ABC as the broadcast platform. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me it wouldn't be bigger than the Super Bowl if you did it correctly. I mean, even Pacquiao versus Garcia, right? Let's just say that everybody gets on one page and goes, yep, we're doing it on Fox. Fox is going to pay $100 million for the TV rights. We're going to put it in Allegiant, but we're going to do it on broadcast TV and then sell the commercials like they do the Super Bowl, $1 million every 15 seconds of video. Why hasn't somebody fucking popped the cherry on this thing?
Unfortunately, in America, boxing is not bigger than football. They would never get those prices for the commercials. Just last week, we had our undefeated American heavyweight get booed at the MGM Grand while Tyson Fury was cheered. The fight didn't even do 1 million buys. Now, Bob's saying he thinks it's going to reach 1 million, but the first numbers were 800 to 850,000. So boxing, I don't think is on football's level anymore.
Nope,
now maybe
but
there
when
might
you
be
talk internationally, like Pacquiao versus Garcia, or in this case, Fury versus Joshua, right? Like when you're talking something. Look,
a lot of Americans don't know Joshua.
Let's live in a lot of Americans don't know. Completely fucking fantasy world, okay? Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. It's actually going to happen, right? We all know Spence is legit damaged goods, right? He's getting knocked out in his next fight. So they're going to cash in on this fucker one time. And if they don't sign that Crawford fight, I will literally be shocked. I will tell you, I am legitimately the most shocked man in boxing if Spence versus Crawford isn't made. I'm not saying they don't take tune-up fights, right? Crawford takes on somebody stupid like Ortiz or Garcia, and Spence takes on somebody simple and like Delorme, right? Something really low key where they're both on the same card at the MGM or T-Mobile and build up the fight just like we did in the old days. And then at the end of the year, Spence versus Crawford, Allegiant Stadium, New Year's Eve, Las Vegas, and on broadcast TV. You're telling me that doesn't fucking move the needle?
No. Spence Jr. has been on free television. He doesn't move the needle.
Look, you're trying to get the guys above the age of 40 who actually have real jobs, right? Who actually like boxing, right? To come out of the woodwork. Because, look, I'm that crowd. I am the crowd of boxing that they're trying to get back. And I'm telling you, after last night, most of my night was me barbecuing, right? It wasn't me watching the screen going, I got to learn more about this Parker dude. Fuck that. You're not making him fight anybody. He's not fighting Chisora. He's not fighting Dillian White.
He just came off of almost being dead.
Yeah. Doesn't
and he'll
matter.
fight Chisora next, chances are.
No, but here's my point. Boxing has to make solid fight cards, and they're not doing it. Look, we can all shit, and I'll say this. I'll be the first one to say it. We can all shit on the Don King era because he fucked over boxers, right? We can all agree on that. But Don King fight cards were fucking fantastic.
You just hit the nail on the head on why he made great cards. He fucked over a lot of those fighters, bro. When you're paying Chavez Sr. $2 million to be on the undercard of Mike Tyson, you're fucking winning. You are winning. That's not happening anymore. Mikey Garcia made $7 million last night. Put him on the undercard of someone who's making 25, and these promoters are losing money. They don't generate that much. You're not getting $17 million gates every time you put these star-studded fighters in the ring. So, yes, Don King had a better fight card, but a lot of those fighters will tell you that they were getting paid shit to be on those cards, and that's why he was able to do that.
Okay, Andrew, so let's go back to the UFC model, right? Which I know you don't like, but the reality is you're signed to the UFC and you fight.
No idea who their champs are, but go ahead.
It doesn't matter. You fight whoever we say you're going to fight.
And right now it's Floyd Mayweather.
Under the same umbrella. It's because everyone's on the same umbrella. At that point, it's just like, well, either you turn down the fight and don't get paid, or you fucking do it.
But right now they all gun for Floyd Mayweather. Every time I see a UFC fighter talking, it's about a fucking boxing match against Floyd Mayweather.
Canelo with Jorge Masvidal talking about Canelo.
Yes, dude, they win a grappling match. They're like, I think I should fight a boxer. What? Dude, I'm done with that one.
It's all about the payday. That's what they fucking want.
I understand that, and that's the debate. But ultimately, I want you guys to prepare yourself for this. And all of you who listen to this show or watching the video, because I'm always right on this shit. Mikey Garcia is going to be Manny Pacquiao's punching bag. It'll be wherever it's going to be. It'll be a bullshit fight. And that's what this all was. Whoever won this got Manny Pacquiao. That's the reality here.
Yeah,
I don't know why everybody can't see the writing on the wall.
Right, said that in the build up to this. This was all for the Manny Pacquiao. Mikey's been, listen, you guys, if you watched the 10 rounds with Mikey Garcia, he told everyone why he went to the PBC. They said, Mikey, who would you like to share the ring with? Floyd Mayweather. Oh, isn't that every fucking PBC fighter's dream? Like, that was the reason why he went to Al Heyman. He's still chasing that check. Manny Pacquiao might get him a little bit closer if he was to beat Manny. And the two fights that he has had at welterweight, dude, this guy went from being a Hall of Fame lightweight to a fucking average welterweight. It's very sad.
Mm-hmm. In the course of a year.
Really, $4 million? God, that's kind of pathetic.
It is. Lee, right when Top Rank was ready to make him a pay-per-view star, he leaves and goes to the PBC. Gamboa, Crawford, Lomachenko. They had him lined up to do all the fights down there. He's Mexican. He's undefeated. He's from a hotbed of a fight town. Nah, he threw all that away to go PBC and chase what he said last night. Floyd Mayweather, like the rest of them.
He's just looking for a payday.
Yep.
And he will get knocked out by Manny Pacquiao.
I think what I seen last night, Manny should be seeing who's the highest bidder for this fight because they're both free agents. Dude, ESPN could take this fight. This is why DAZN was so stupid. They looked so amateurish last night, fucking promoting a fight they have no control over. You would never see.
Yeah.
You would never see the PBC do that. You would never see Golden Boy do that. These guys don't even talk about other fighters in other stables.
They don't even mention it, dude. It's like they're in their own fucking world. They're in their own world. They don't even mention any other fighter outside of their fucking own promotion.
Eddie Hearn had to have been looking at them three like, what are you guys doing right now? Can I at least get someone under contract?
For real. Quit throwing me under the bus with these fucking fights that I can't even sign yet.
Couldn't believe it. And they do it all the way to the end of the telecast, bro. Like their closing argument was Garcia Pacquiao. I was like,
I'm gonna listen to this shit tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, that's why I text you.
Andrew.
Go ahead.
Joining us, we have breaking news. Joining us right now, officially, Bob Arum with a big announcement.
Good afternoon. I'd like to conduct my press conference here on Fight Net Radio to announce my two newest signees, Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia. They will be fighting December 31st at Allegiant Stadium.
Right?
New Year's Eve.
And I will make all the money and fuck everybody else.
There's no jet lag. There's no worries of anything happening over in Saudi Arabia, like all the rules you have to follow and shit. Come on, man.
You guys all laugh at me, but I'm telling you, I'm pulling a Nostradamus moment when Bob Arum actually says that he's promoting their fight next.
In a 70,000 seat venue. Yep.
And then I'm going to turn around. And then on January 1st, I'm going to sign the paper and sell my company for $4 billion. With a B, right? Right? In a Dr. Evil moment of, I want $4 billion.
You know what retirement home does he get to go to with $4 billion? He'll be sitting by the presidents, right?
Soup, okay? I'm just.
I think he's gonna be sitting by the presidents.
I would love to be there. I feel like Bob is still doing the interviews for like the top ranked girls, sitting there going,
"All right, girls, turn around. Hold the bowl of soup for me. Hold the soup. Hold the soup."
Wouldn't it be great if we found out like he was like a Louis C.K. secretly? Like, you want the job? Let me masturbate in front of you while I eat soup.
Oh my God.
Cream of mushroom Campbell soup.
Hey, that didn't go too good for that Weinstein guy, huh? He got 25 years, or he's looking at 25 years now, found guilty.
All right, let's clean up some additional news since we beat this horse into the ground and tried to make it entertaining. Khabib wants to fight Floyd Mayweather now. What a shocker.
Oh, Jesus, for fuck's sake.
Just in today, Khabib put out a video just yesterday, says he's down to fight Floyd Mayweather, but the Eagle is floating the idea of a mixed martial arts boxing match. What the fuck is that?
No, dude, Floyd will never agree to that shit. Hey, we all know he will never put himself in a spot where he looks bad.
11 rounds of boxing and 1 round of MMA.
He wouldn't make it to 11 to begin with, dude. Yeah. Hell fucking no.
Floyd
He'd run out of gas by the 7th or 8th, and fucking Floyd would walk him down.
Hey, Floyd would look at the rounds 1 through 10 and pick the one with the highest odds, right, Lee? Damn it! Damn.
No,
dude, no, terrible.
By the way, any Floyd Mayweather match, look for the one that has the highest odds. That's
we fucking. Hey, Mig, we did that right on the air everyone's all, oh man, Conor McGregor's so awesome. He lasted 10 rounds. Lee pulls up the round thing, 18-1 in the final 2 rounds. It was the highest, right, Lee? It was like the highest of the last 7 or some shit. Oh yeah, that's the one Floyd went for.
Yeah, of course. We all knew that was gonna happen. We all it's just, oh my God, these guys. I understand they're chasing the penny, but come on now.
Miguel, no. Watch this. I bet on rounds 1 and 2. I dropped $100 on rounds 1 and 2, right? So no, because I thought Floyd hated these fucking guys. I thought Floyd was gonna go in there and go, you know what? This is what our world is, right? That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. So then we move to when he fights the little Asian kid with no betting line. Knocks him out in 3 minutes. You motherfucker. Knocks him out in 3 minutes. Not even a fight because there was no betting line on that shit.
So we can safely say this fight's not happening. Let's move forward to the biggest story, which is still the same stories from last week, which is the ongoing story of the fucking meltdown of Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder has gone fucking crazy over the course of 1 week. Like, we literally saw his woman stand up for him, his promoter stand up for him, and then the minute this guy gets on the microphone, he literally has a fucking global thermonuclear meltdown on his first video with this piece. Listen to all my people. I'm a warrior. I will be back.
Your king has returned.
I am your king.
What the fuck?
This heavy-ass crown.
What the fuck, Deontay? And where are you shooting this? In a police interrogation room? Like, you couldn't find a better location for this?
He's in the employment office. He's in the unemployment office.
No shit, right? Listen, I will be back. I will take the next fight. We are going to war. This is a war. I am telling you, it's a war. It's not just a war. It's a war of wars. I'm in such a war of wars. I'm in a war of wars on wars with wars. It's Game of Thrones wars. In fact, I'm going to use magic. I'm going to use magic in my war while I'm having war on my war with war. There you go. I'm glad
I just can't get over the king shit. I can't get over. Are there really 40-year-old men looking at this dude and going, yes, my king has returned?
Really?
Yeah, baby.
Wait, Andrew, how long have you done this show with me?
Since 06, man.
And who thinks he is the king of all media broadcasting in regards to boxing and fighting?
You.
Damn right. Because I'm going to war, Andrew. I'm going to war of war. And if you say shit, I'll put you in a ring or a cage and I'll go to war of war and use magic.
And you know what's sad too?
And I won't beat you in that fight. I'll beat you when we are doing the stare down.
And you know what's sad too, you guys? You don't want to know what's sad is he keeps Mark Breland, which is cool, right? But now Mark Breland needs to watch him literally die in the ring next time. He can't throw the towel. You just a guy that you care about.
I'm going to war.
I know, no, and he's actually not. He's going to a boxing match, and in boxing, it's 12 rounds, right? It's not a gladiator. What did Dillian White say? This is not the fucking gladiator ring. No one's fighting to the death here.
I'm gonna fight to the death, Andrew.
But it is sad because you know what? Mark Breland.
I've been reviewing my box rec, Andrew. And I have beaten.
If I was Breland, I wouldn't even agree to come back. Fuck that shit, man. Like putting his ass on the line like that. Hell, fucking no. He's gonna be walking on eggshells the next time his fucking fights. It's like, dude, come on now. Like, why the hell would you even put yourself in that spot?
No, and seriously, he literally has to watch him get murdered because he can't throw the towel, right? He's been informed. I fight to the death. So that's what you're gonna.
People, death, Andrew. I'm going to war. Joining us online is Deontay Wilder.
Why are you talking about me like this? Andrew, I'm a king. I hear you have problems with Oscar.
He was booed in his kingdom, right? If America is his kingdom, he was booed there. Am I lying? The weigh-ins, there was none of his followers were there. And if they were getting drowned out by the Tyson Fury following.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell fucking yeah.
Wait, I will tell you why he has no following. Everybody get ready to hate and send your emails to andrew@andrewlapichet.com. No rappers died after he lost. I'm just telling you how it is.
Oh, jeez. No, he's hated because of videos like this. Grown-ass men.
Joke. By the way, that's a great joke.
A great joke.
It is a great joke. Miggs, is that not a great Vegas joke?
I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. I'm gonna stay with football here.
Now you understand why nobody talks to me in the press room, and you're the only one who does.
I completely understand that.
It's a hot take like that keeps Fight Net Radio being the #1 broadcasting platform for everybody who loves boxing. Everybody, thank you.
He's way too over the top. His wardrobes are over the top. His fucking.
Wait. Do you want me to read the article that I pulled up from ESPN? Because this is my favorite thing of the day that came out literally this morning. It was like God was talking to me. Okay.
All right.
Where are you? No, not that one. Wait, where are you? Wow, that many more stories came out.
By the way, while you look it up, I'm gonna grab a second beer because it's like I bought some beer on fucking Thursday when I flew in, and I didn't get a chance to finish them, and I'm trying to finish them before I check out of the hotel room.
Finish them before you get on the plane. Grab a beer.
It's like noon. Fucking drinking 3 beers.
Hold on.
Within 10 minutes.
No, you should. I'm day drinking, but I'm going to a concert in like 2 hours or something stupid.
That's a good point.
ESPN, Deontay Wilder, costume.
Jesus Christ. 40
figured out by a physicist.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, here it is. It's Bleacher Report. All right, Deontay Wilder's planning costume for Fury rematch despite issue. Wait, that's the original article. Wait.
They're pulling out all the stops with this
Deontay
one.
Wilder actually
we asked for this, Mick.
Here it is. Experts in physiology. All right, here we go. Deontay Wilder blaming a heavy walkout costume for his performance against Tyson Fury might not be as absurd as it sounds. According to several exercise science experts, it is plausible that a 40-pound suit and helmet worn to honor Black History Month. How was dressing up like Darth Vader representing?
And there's a lot of people saying that they need to stop with he did it for Black History Month. That costume had nothing to do with Black History Month.
He loves Darth Vader.
Yes. And if it did, we saw the results, the end results. Shit.
Yeah, no doubt. Darth Vader always loses. All right. According to several exercise science experts, it is plausible that the 40-pound bodysuit and helmet worn by Deontay Wilder to, and I'm going to use my air quotes, Black History Month, could have contributed to the heavy legs the boxer said he experienced during his 7th-round TKO loss to Tyson Fury on February 22nd. Physiologically, it is not crazy. Duncan French, the UFC's vice president of performance.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna do a ... that's not included in the ESPN article, so I'll read it with the ... Physiologically, it's not crazy, said Duncan French, the UFC vice president of performance. ... I've never worked out or fought a day in my entire life.
Okay.
Wilder told ESPN's Dan Rayfield, the fattest man on the planet. And by the way, was he in Texas, the fattest man on the planet?
Oh, dude, not to interrupt. Holy shit. So we're at this fucking, right? First off, his fucking doughy ass was there, yes, right? So we're at the fucking. Oh my
God, Miggs, you officially got a job with this company for life. Just like,
dude,
Andrew already knows it. Like, Andrew, you already know I'm sending him like a check. Like, it's already happening. Just by that break. It doesn't even matter what he says. He can make it up.
You're going to want to hear what I say, bro. You're going to want to hear what I say.
Got a Dan Rayfield story now.
Okay, so like we're at this expert panel. If you guys tune into the Zone, they had this like expert panel before the weigh-in, right? So we're out sitting on like Tostitos Plaza, and we're sitting on these fold-out chairs. So this dude next to me, I don't know his name, but the fucking chair breaks, right? This guy is a pretty big dude, right? He cheap falls. So I help him up while I'm trying to still record, right? No more than like 5 minutes later, fucking Dan Rayfield's chair breaks, dude, and he stumbles onto the artificial grass, and I'm like,
didn't get the video of it,
dude. I'm torn between continuing to record this expert panel.
You're fired.
You're
fired. Do you realize you had the next viral video of?
Oh my God! I saw him and I was trying to help him up. I was trying to be like, fuck, because like he fell and like part of his backpack was like near my foot, so I'm like, shit, should I just like ignore this motherfucker? Because like, so here's the thing, I have a monopod, and I couldn't like lower the monopod fast enough to fucking record him as I'm trying to help him up.
Oh my God, that's classic.
He fucking like all I heard is like crack, and then he fucking hits the ground, and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm trying to like help him up while I'm trying to lower the monopod so I can turn the fucking camera over to him. Dude, I was actually pretty shocked how quickly he got back up, honestly. But
how did you not even just get a photo?
Oh my God, dude. It was ridiculous, son. I mean, like it would have been funny if he was the only person whose chair was broke, but it wasn't.
No, you don't have to. You don't look. Nobody listens to this show. Look, we don't really have that many followers. You could have just got the video and we could have gotten away with it.
Dude, that would have been, oh my gosh. I legit was like, because like first,
it would have been
second, I was like into professional mode. I'm like, let me continue recording this expert panel. But I was like, oh fuck, that was my opportunity. I should have fucking recorded this motherfucker.
Not only that, it would have become the gif at the end of every upset fight ever. It would be Dan Rayfield breaking in a chair.
Oh dude, it was Dan
Rayfield sitting ringside when Jesse Vargas loses the fight. Crack. Right, like
I'm gonna try to find it. Like I wonder if I got the audio. Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh my God, bro, you fucked. Oh my God, you literally had the moment, a career moment. Like you would be famous. You look, I'd copyright that shit, right? And then I'd put it on the web and just watch everybody turn it into a meme on every boxing website ever. And it would all be branded with a Fight Net Radio logo with a Fight Fiend Migs thing in the corner. You'd be the most famous man in boxing. How do I know this?
I was so trying to, man.
Damn.
I'm telling you, as the guy who broke the video on the crazy bitch trying to get Pulev for sexual harassment.
Yeah, supposedly they already signed Pulev and fucking and Joshua too, AJ, according to Eddie Hearn.
Well, yeah, of course, because I saved Pulev's career. You think they're going to sit my ass ringside? No.
We just asked for a penny. Can we get a penny for every like, every view we got?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Look, it's only at like 3 or 4 million views.
It was at 4 million, Lee. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
God damn.
No, everybody else pulled the video down. They all got, oh, how can you shame her? Bah, 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 bah. Really?
Oh, geez,
the bitch is doing a lap dance right after the fight, asking if it's being
with
recorded.
His team. With his team. It's not even just some guy. It's fucking Pulev's team.
Being passed around.
Based on really inside dirt, because I've gotten emails from the camp, they're like, that's not the only video we have. I'm like, oh, please let me have the sex tape. Please let me have the sex tape. I knew when I was at that fight, she was wrong. I knew it. I knew it when she was there. Much like Tiffany Haddish when she went to the fight. I'm like, there's just something wrong with this moment, and it's not going to go well. But I digress. Let's talk about this. Deontay and his insanity.
Okay. Hey, Lee. First,
yeah,
they never proved that this costume weighed 40 pounds. So this fucking physics or whoever the UFC guy is kind of dumb for taking that excuse and running with it when they never weighed it. They didn't show us the He said it was the batteries. So where are they at? Just show us the batteries.
We talked about it last week. When you got a car battery strapped to your ass, right? Because clearly the LEDs require a car battery.
Right.
A hearing, like it's got to stay on for 5 minutes. That's a hearing aid battery for the number of lights he has. But secondly, let's really cover this, because I know people think that I'm some kind of weird racist pig who hates white people, and I do hate white people. But that's not my point. How does this fucking costume represent Black history?
No, and
with the skulls? What the hell?
It's the media. It's the media that's running with that. There's been a lot of people online that have said that, called that bullshit. It was real cool that he had all the Black history photo, the celebrities or whatever, civil rights people in the background. That was cool when he was coming in. D-Smoke, that song was cool. I mean, all of that worked. This costume, come on, this is Deontay Wilder's fantasy fucking, I'm a king of the dark side, like you said, Darth Vader. That's that whole thing. He does this all the time. This had nothing to do with Black History Month. When he fought Luis Ortiz, he had the same fucking type of costume on, looking like Schrader. So no, nobody is bought into that. Even the symbol in the middle, does that represent anything? I don't know.
You're a racist.
No, I'm not. I read online.
No, I'm telling you, as your king and somebody who knows how to box, right? I said that to the media a couple of weeks ago, right?
Who is he talking to?
I have a PhD in boxing, right? Do I not have a PhD in boxing, Andrew?
Yeah. Hey, seriously, go to Deontay's page. I want to know if there's anyone that. Hey, Lee, we got to see if there's anyone that said, yes, King, you are back. Dude, we're shaming him right now live on air.
Okay. Why not?
Why not? Right?
Let's go.
I do want to mention something about that fucking the issue with that fucking costume. Number one, like I understand what they're grasping at straws. I understand that, right? They're trying to fucking like save face. I get it. Now, when Tommy Hearns fought Marvin Hagler, Hearns got like a massage in his dressing room, and that kind of loosened him up and left his body spent, and that was just a fucking massage. So to some extent, I understand where he's trying to come from with that big ass suit. He had it on for God knows how fucking long in the dressing room, and he had to walk it out to the ring, right? I get it. But number one, this motherfucker is like 6'7", 230 some odd fucking pounds, dude. 40 fucking pounds. Get the fuck out of here. You should be able to like piss that, dude. Like,
look, we said this last week, man. We said this last week. I'm out of shape. I have clearly not been in performance shape for at least 18 months. I'm quite positive I can put on a backpack with 50 pounds and still go walk the amphitheater down here in Oceanside. All the way to the top, all the way around for longer than his ring walk. Guess what? I'll still do it. Are my legs going to be shot? Yeah, maybe, but I can fucking do it, and I'm not going to cry.
You're not an athlete. Fuck.
And not only that, you guys, he just got pulled on a video with Joe Rogan where he's literally talking about working out with the 45-pound vest.
Right. Rogan was the one who actually broke the story. That's the isometrics, where Joe actually asked him, do you do isometrics? And he did I do. Wait, hold on. Joining us is Deontay again.
I do isometrics. I do all the metricses.
Yeah, of course. Deontay, you are literally the dumbest man ever. You have a PhD in boxing and you can't box. You have got a right hand. Like, literally, you should have played baseball. Like, I think you could throw a fastball that would have been unreal and probably made more money based on the way you've handled your business. But really, if he had gone into baseball with that arm, Andrew, he'd be a fucking closing
and 6'7",
god.
and
oh
6'7".
My God. He'd be playing for New York. He'd be the closer. He could come out in his outfit to the mound. They would come collect his little outfit at the mound. He'd have Metallica playing at every game. Like, he would be a fucking god. I'm sorry, it's boxing, and you ran into a real fucking boxer. I don't think this guy could have taken. I'm going to say
and seriously,
the Deontay Wilder fans aren't going to like this, but the reality is, you wouldn't have beaten Klitschko. You sure as fuck wouldn't have beat Mike Tyson. Everything that he thinks he can do, you found out from Tyson Fury. Like, everybody who's got a skill level that's above yours is going to fuck you up. And I don't want to break it to you. Joshua got smart and learned how to box after he figured out I couldn't just throw my right hand. We're all
came
gonna hate
in
on
lighter
Joshua,
too. He
but
came in lighter
Joshua,
with that fucking Ruiz rematch too. He came in
shit.
lighter, knowing he was not going to be able to take the shot of Ruiz. So he's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to dance around him and pot shot him for 12 rounds to get my belts back."
Anthony Joshua is the next Klitschko if he plays this right. You're a big
hit clinch, hit clinch,
giant jab. Stay outside, keep these guys off of you, and pot shot all day. I keep saying this. Everybody needs to go watch the Klitschko tapes. Klitschko literally beat top 10 opponents without ever throwing a right hand. He just threw a jab.
But remember who's actually training with Klitschko's team
we're
now.
back to the Kronk. We're back
Tyson
to the Kronks,
Fury.
right?
We're back to the Lennox Lewis.
Back to the Kronks discussion, which is big men, big reach, stand upright, and we've talked about it as we've recorded throughout the years, right? These guys look like they stand upright and they stand too far away and they're fighting off their back foot. It doesn't work. You know what? Guess what? We got years into the project now. I can safely tell you this, Deontay. That's the way to fight if you're a heavyweight. Stay way back.
6'7".
Stand back, throw the jab, stay away from the punch, make people reach. And when they reach in, fucking clock them right on the puss, just like you got hit. But I'm a champion. I have a PhD in boxing. Yeah, dude, you were never going to win on a decision. You will. I say.
So, Lee, is there anyone?
I'm gonna make an official decision right here. If Deontay Wilder fighting, and I say this, elite level fighters wins by decision, I will end Fight Net Radio because I clearly don't know shit about boxing.
Well, keep in mind the judges are pretty rigged, so
it's not even rigged. It's not even rigged. There's no way that he can fight a Tyson Fury, an Anthony Joshua, and expect to get a decision. Look, I don't even think he can get a decision over Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, I was gonna just say that. There's a lot of people who don't even think he can beat Ruiz anymore.
He's broken and he's fucking crazy.
Hey, yeah, that video is weird. The video is absolutely
I like
weird.
this one better.
What the fuck is this?
Oh my God, did he actually pay somebody? I'm about to throw the smackdown on your candy ass Saturday night. Oh my God, this is my new favorite video.
Oh Lord. What is this, frog splash?
And he actually put himself on Kevin Owens' body. That was your choice?
He did. And then the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The fan. Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
and you put Tyson Fury on Shane McMahon's body. Oh, my God. This is the best video ever.
Oh.
Tyson is, I mean, Deontay's fucking crazy. Like, he's.
Well, go to the comments. Does anyone write to your team?
No. I was reading them. All right. So Nicholas Michael, shout out to Nicholas Michael. I don't know you. You don't listen to my show. You should listen to our show. I want to see a unanimous decision soon. No more knockouts. We know you're the best. You got to get that flow and write it for 12. And there are 353 likes.
Okay. Well, then.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just looking for King.
Scott James.
Somebody
Wait,
mentioned him, King?
Scott James.
Yeah,
actually
like
has it
you
right.
are my king.
No,
I'm
wait,
so
Scott
glad
James.
you're back.
To get unanimous decision, you need to be able to box. He can't. Facts.
You can't
Still
bank
love-
on that right hand every single time, dude. Fuck.
Roger Aponte, we still love you till this day. You'll bounce back, champ. You are the hardest puncher in the heavyweight division. Take a break, reinvent yourself, and come back for revenge. Yeah, sure.
That's actually good, though. That's actually a good advice that he's not taking.
Yes, exactly. Like, don't go into like I thought just for the sake of the paycheck, he's gonna go immediately into the third fight, right into the trilogy. But it's like, no, dude, like take the time off to add some, some fucking wrinkles to your game, add something to your repertoire, and then test it out on somebody. Get yourself an opponent to test it out on.
Stupid ass team that doesn't talk to him in the corner. I love this one. Eric Moss. Wait, Eric Moss. AJ would have gave up in the second round. No, he wouldn't have. He took his knockout like a man. Wait, I don't want to break it to everybody. You guys all shit on AJ. He took his beating like a fucking man. Like, he got beat. I mean,
and in the rematch, won.
He never. Wait, and here's the whole thing. And that following week, did you ever hear AJ? I know there was crazy shit out of the camp and Eddie Hearn and everybody else about him being tired or depressed or whatever. But did you ever hear AJ make a video going, "I'm the king"?
No, and actually, you're right, Lee. He shot down all of those panic attack rumors the very next day. He said that was
man. I got beat. I got to go back and I got to fucking fix this shit.
Yep.
And that's what he did. And I hated just as much as everybody else. In fact, I lost a girl over how crazy I got the next day about what he did in the ring. Yeah, I did. Pretty good one too. Go ahead.
Did you guys notice Bob Arum was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do that fight in July"? I mean, that's a pretty quick turnaround. Even if I'm Tyson Fury, I don't know if I want that fight in July. Tyson Fury's on top of the world right now. He's traveling. He's the king, right? And he's the true king of the heavyweight division.
Listen, you Dasa. Listen, you Dasa. I am currently jacking off and playing with my kids and rubbing my balls all at the same time.
So I don't know if he really wants that fight so close either. I know Deontay don't. There's no way Deontay's learning shit if they do that fight in 4 months?
Yeah. Well, I want to mention one thing. Like, what's his name? Fury came down to a gym down at Jorge Capetillo's gym some months back, talking about his mental, his depression and all that shit. He talks about how the only times when he's not thinking about that is when he's thinking about a fight, and he's got him in training camp and all that shit. Otherwise, too much time between fights, it allows him to think about depressing shit. So I understand him wanting to go into immediately another fucking fight camp. It is a pretty quick turnaround, but he's gonna do it. Like, July sounds totally reasonable because I know he's gonna want to keep his mind busy, and Arum knows this, so that's the reason Arum right off the bat was like, July, fuck it, let's just do it soon, so the motherfucker doesn't get into any other trouble.
No, you guys know this based on me. I should have been fighting in 3 weeks. The only reason I'm not fighting on March 15th is I'm still enjoying being depressed and basking in my pain still on some level. Like, the reality
I'm just saying he's not depressed, you guys. He's doing TV shows.
So you are literally a sole focus when you go to a training camp. I think that's the number one reason why I avoided my March 15th fight.
Lee, but wait a minute.
I didn't want to deal with it.
Everybody in the UK is trying to get at Tyson Fury right now. You need to understand this. He is the hottest shit in boxing right now. Yeah, I don't know if dude, how many weeks are they going to let him do his little tour? 2? I think he's going to be mad. You know how many gigs he probably has set up? I would not do the fight in 4 months. And if he wants to fight 4 months, it wouldn't be against Deontay Wilder.
I've had enough of this. Tyson
So,
Fury.
Andrew, ideally, when do you think you'll be able to fight? Like, in your opinion, like 4 months is too soon. All right, so when? September?
I would, yes, and I would do a warm-up fight before the Deontay Wilder one. Yes, you got to get all of this party shit. I mean, bro, they showed him drinking on the streets, right? They've shown him drinking in bars. They've showed him in clubs. Come on, man. I bet you that dude put on 25 pounds since the fight.
Stop.
Yeah, probably.
Listen, both of you. Stop. That's fucking bear will get up on the ball and he will drink beer off his nose and he will go around the country and do exactly what I say.
Hey, Bob, did you see his Twitter the other day when he said, I'm about to drink 10 beers and break my wife's jaw?
I wrote that.
Oh, shit.
And I don't want to Andrew. I broke my wife's jaw.
Break my wife's eardrum with the right hand to the back of the head.
Yeah, I just hope that's, I think he was thinking the other thing, but I don't know.
Shout out.
I know, right? It could be taken. It could be interpreted another way.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dustin. That's exactly what he meant. Dustin Rocky Moreno wrote, learned boxing in the 20s. Oh, my God. What a great line. Deontay Wilder learned boxing in the 20s. He may not have the muscle memory some others have, but I know he still knows how to move around a ring and land a punch no matter how wild it looks to spectators. He is messed up. This might, but not applying pressure and trying to play it slow with fury. He had the game plan the first time. He should have followed it again. Actually, that's probably the most articulate discussion on Deontay Wilder's second fight ever.
Yeah, I don't know, bro, because he lost 10 rounds in the first fight. The fuck?
Yeah, exactly. He banked on that right hand and it cashed it in. But I mean, I don't know. Everybody was talking. I've heard Eric Morales mention this for leading up to the rematch. He was like, "It only takes one punch. It only takes one punch." Yes, I understand that, right? But he landed that one punch a couple of times in that first fucking fight, and he still didn't put away fucking Fury. No, don't bank on that one punch. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Deontay Wilder needs new trainers, and he needs at least a one warm-up fight, if not two, to see if his new trainer and his style is adapting to each other. I mean, but if this guy goes in with the same game plan, you guys, he's done, 19 rounds with Tyson Fury. People have him losing 16, maybe 17 of those rounds. The game plan is awful.
Yeah, exactly. Take a step back and look at how many rounds he's won over the last two fights and reevaluate whether or not his game plan is working.
Right. Oh, we'll do it again in 4 months. The war has just begun. Motherfucker, you're getting your ass kicked in this war.
No, and if you go deep into these comments, right? So Keith Green, clearly a racist. I'm going to say it straight up. Well, really? You made your logo the Redskin logo? Really?
Oh, shit. I just noticed that.
I'm going to tell you this as a Native American Indian. And yes, I am.
Gosh.
Andrew, am I not?
Yes, but that doesn't offend me. But whatever. Go ahead.
Well, yeah.
Yes, Steve Honish, go right ahead.
Thank you. Good job. Ali, Tyson, Foreman, etc. lost before. You're the youngest, and you have a great career to come. You're a true champ. Don't let the setback affect you at all. It's a gamble, bro. You're still our champ. And then right below it, you're the greatest heavyweight ever. Just take the loss and learn from it. I'm not saying that because Jen Williams is a whore. I'm just saying it because Jen Williams is a whore and I don't know her. But
no, but you see how no one's saying King. I'm still waiting for.
I've literally scrolled through a bunch of these. Nobody said, yes, I am your fucking people. You are the king.
King, you have returned. Shut the fuck. Oh my God, dude. I couldn't believe he was saying that. You guys, he's fucking 35 years old, too. This is not a young man. Oh, he's only 20. Just let him. He's 35.
Yeah. All right. Gentlemen, and I use that term loosely. I do have to continue checking out.
To end the show right here. It's perfect. We leave it on your end. Go to
Right,
fightnetradio.com, everyone. Check out Fightnet Radio. Check out all our videos. Miggs will be back. He's now officially on air.
Great job, too, Miguel. I love all the videos you put up this week, eh? Very good.
Check him out at Fightnet Radio.
I sent you that fucking video of me asking Eddie Hearn that question. So if you want to post it, however you want to edit it, by all means. But yeah, go ahead and post it.
You didn't get the Dan Rayfield video. I don't know.
No, I didn't.
So what? That's still a classic. Hey, you're going to use that story for the next 10 years, Lee.
My God.
You best believe it. And I'll send you the video of when it actually happened, too, if I can get audio on that shit.
Listen to me. If you don't start telling that story in the press rooms and everybody knows that Dan Rayfield broke a chair, fuck everybody else. Dan Rayfield and his fat fucking ass has now hit somebody we know with their car.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, that's a true story.
Oh, yeah, that's a true story.
Am I making that story up, Andrew?
Nope.
Right?
And called him out right on social media.
Called him out right on the spot. Right. Yep. Number two, now he's broken with his big, giant, fat whale ass a chair at a press conference. My God, people, how does ESPN keep this blob of shit on their fucking payroll?
Dude, the dude can barely talk. Every time like he asks a question, I can barely hear his fucking voice. Like he can barely muster enough
feel like
strength
he's
from the
like
carbs that he has in his belly to be able to fucking
I'm gonna
talk.
give him a compliment. He is literally the Stephen Hawkins, right, of boxing. He is the Stephen Hawking. Like he's literally becoming deformed and fat and can't move, can't talk. Pretty soon he's gonna have like a speaking spell going. Hey,
Miguel. Miguel, one time I was at a press conference early morning, or early, right? Then when they do it like at 9 in the morning, and it'd be on fight day. Fucking, we all sit down at a round table, and you just hear the sounds of cereal being eaten, right? So we all look, who the fuck? Who's eating? Dude, it was him. And one of the other reporters
weren't we at a press conference, Andrew, and we came out and we watched his fat ass shuffling into the fucking buffet?
Yeah, the fights were on.
Well, no. We had gone to like the weigh-ins or something else, and as we came out, like he was hustling his ass into the MGM buffet right in front of us.
Hey, but one of the reporters, dude, they like throw their hands up, like, really? Why right now? He's the only one eating, right? And it's quiet as shit, and all you could do is hear him crunch. And he just goes.
You realize
goes,
you gotta get a speaker.
What? I'm having a diabetic episode.
Yeah, right. You realize I have to literally get like a voice box or a speaking spell because literally he's gonna become so fat that his throat can't form words anymore.
My gosh. Dude, his fucking
and he's
jaw,
gonna be in a wheelchair coming to the press
third
conference.
And fourth chin are gonna be so fucking heavy they're not gonna allow him to close his jaw in order for him to talk.
Right. So joining us probably next week, everybody, if you're excited about it, our new longstanding contributor, Dan Rayfield, will be joining us as soon as I find a speaking spell at the local pawn shop. Oh yeah, you know what's gonna happen, bro. The minute you told me he couldn't talk, man, and I made the Steven. By the way, if you guys are wondering where I come up with all of these characters and why they all have such weird idiosyncrasies, let's see. Bob is now 148 years old, based if you're following the math, and clearly a cocaine-riddled, spoon-jabbing Oscar De La Hoya is still mad at Andrew from 10 years ago. Or 20 years ago, right, Andrew? Right, 20?
Yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah, I was just standing in front of the press conference.
Hey, fucker.
Hey, you know what I told Brian Kenny one time? I asked Brian Kenny if he really liked boxing or did ESPN just place him there. He got pissed off, too.
All right, Brian Kenny will be joining us next week. All right, I got to work on my Brian Kenny impersonation. So Brian Kenny will be joining us on the phone line. Look at this show for next week. Oscar De La Hoya, Bob Arum, Dan Rayfield, Brian Kenny. Anybody else?
Hall of Fame panel.
And they're all mad at Andrew.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Oh, my God.
What do you mean I don't like boxing? I was like, I don't know. Look at you. I'm dead serious, you guys.
Look at you. Listen to you.
Wait, honestly, the guy who I think doesn't like boxing, who's the guy for ESPN with the stick up his ass, Andrew, who has all the notes that I keep forgetting his name, who wears the suit that's way too tight for him? Why can't I think of his name?
Testosterone? No.
Testosterone. Oh, yeah.
Is it Joe Testosterone? Testarossa? Festarossa? Like, he walks in with a stack of notes. He yells at production people. Like, he is completely out of control and looks like he's fucking allegedly coked up so heavily that his eyes are going to pop out of his head. Am I wrong, Andrew? You were there. We watched it. Did he not yell at all the production staff just doing his pre-take shots?
Right.
Dude looks like he's on either testosterone or roids or cocaine, allegedly.
Road rage.
Well, I like Top Rank. I love Bob, and I lovingly do Bob, and thank God they don't listen to this show. But lovingly, I think Bob Arum is the greatest thing that ever happened to boxing.
As soon as the PBC fails, they should grab Lennox Lewis, and it should be Lennox, Andre Ward, and Joe. They did a real good job.
No, wait, I'll tell you my dream team. Goosen, Ward, Lennox Lewis, and fucking go find Jim Lampley. What the fuck is he doing right now?
I know, that's a good question. I've been looking for Lampley to ask him shit about the HBO deal.
Together on a panel.
It's the money.
I would literally watch every fight if those four guys were calling. Joe Goosen might be the greatest guy behind a mic ever. First of all, he's a nice guy. Second of all, he doesn't care if he loses the job because he's got a good day job. But he calls it exactly how it is. Like, I can't fault Joe Goosen ever when he's calling a fight. And actually, he's telling you what's happening in the fight articulately, even when the PBC guys are losing. Joe Goosen, that's probably why we don't see more of him. He's too honest for his own good.
That's what happened to Teddy. Teddy used to go off on those fucking, this is why boxing's corrupt, right on the
This
network.
is why boxing's corrupt.
Yeah, on air. They let us as loose on air. Oh, hell no, dude.
I couldn't believe ESPN kept him as long as he did with his
Right.
casings. Did I ever tell you the time I put a gun to Mike Tyson's head? What? Where did that come from?
Hey, he loved that story, too. He loved that story.
Dude, repeat that shit as many times as fucking you ask him.
Oh, my God. You can catch him in a break room. Hey, tell me the Tyson story. I was walking around one day, and I decided that he needed a gun to his head.
Yeah, it's like, hey, how's your niece doing?
Yeah, he touched his
Or
knees.
daughter, or whatever the fuck it was.
It was his
Yep.
knee.
Yeah.
I like the gangster in him. That's very.
That's where the scar came from.
All right, go to fightnetradio.com. Next week, we will be joined by, for the first time ever on this show, our newest correspondent, Dan Rayfield, which means I got to spend all week trying to figure out how to make an electronic voice box. But I'll do it. It's going to happen. Like if I got to buy a digitizer from eBay so that I can do 30
Yeah, so
seconds
it'll
of Dan
arrive on
Rayfield.
time from shipping.
Well, you want me to give away the joke here at the end of the show? I don't know if anybody ever makes it this long or to the videos, even though we have the views. Oh, everything he's going to talk about is about food. He's not going to talk about boxing. Do you really think Dan Rayfield's ever going to talk about boxing on this show? He's going to talk about food and what kind of food he likes. Tell me that isn't the
He's
joke.
going to talk about the continental breakfast at his hotel. That's what he's going to talk about.
Oh, and water pressure. He loves talking about water pressure in the showers of the hotel room.
Oh, man.
Listen, Andrew, my big giant fat ass, when I have to look at it naked in a mirror and see my tiny little man dick.
He can still see it?
Water pressure. I bet he can. Look, I've always said this. This is how you know you're fat. And this is when I start dieting.
Gosh.
If you can't look straight down and see your dick,
Oh, yeah.
you got to drop weight, bro.
Hey, three out of 4 American men can't do that either. That's how sad that stat is.
Well, all right. Here's my advice at the end of Fight Net Radio for everybody. I call it the Tito's diet. Most of you are regular listeners, so you understand why I'm on the Tito's diet still. Miggs has heard me many a night in Vegas over the last few months talking about why I'm on the Tito's diet. And poor Andrew
Heck
has
yeah.
heard it way.
Butcher
right?
box, Holmes. Butcher box.
So here's what you got to do. Stop eating and literally start drinking Tito's every single day. And my advice is break up with someone and hopefully they hook up with someone you know.
Yeah.
And maybe
It'll give
your
you motivation
daughter-
to hit the gym.
Yeah, it's great. It helps so much. And if you're
I
lucky, maybe
see.
a family member or two can be diagnosed with rare diseases. And then at the same time, if you could lose pretty much your entire business because you're trying to take care of all your shit, you will lose so much fucking. I lost 40 pounds on this diet. Like, it's mind-boggling how great it was. I've actually got a white guy's ass again. Like I'm like a fucking board right now. Like I'm blown away at how much weight I've lost.
That is a testimonial right there.
Right. Sign up. I'm going to be a fucking diet champ. Go to
Damn.
fightnetradio.com. Next week, Dan Rayfield joining the show. Apparently, Brian Kenny, a very angry Brian Kenny, will be joining the show. I just got the text about that. He and Oscar De La Hoya want to have a panel with Andrew.
Come on.
You didn't. Really? Every
Man,
time
we
you
gotta
tell me
leave
a
it.
story, every time you tell me a story about you trying to shit on someone when you were
It
a
was
kid,
just a question, bro. He didn't look like a boxing guy. You know what I mean?
joining us on the line is Brian Kenny.
Hey,
I don't want to give this away. I don't want to give this away, Andrew. I want to wait till next week.
yes.
But I remember that moment. Listen, listen. Do you know how old I am and how long I've been doing this?
Nope.
A long time.
Not
So
a
I
clue.
don't need some punk ass podcaster to tell me exactly how to do my job. I love boxing, right? I like it when two guys get into the cage and they put on those little tiny gloves and they go to town on each other with the takedowns and the whole thing. I love boxing, Andrew.
Oh, shit.
Don't ask me if I still love boxing.
That was
Hey, next week, you guys,
Wait, by
Adam
the way, you
Kawanaki.
didn't get that, Andrew. You didn't get that, but Miggs.
I got that.
Was that a great joke?
We got that.
On the fly. By the way, this is why the Silver Fox, Claudia Trejo, doesn't know shit about how to be a real fucking reporter. I wrote that on the fly. So when you get people who can only read a teleprompter and then ask them to go improvise, you're fucked. Okay?
How do you
They're not going to
feel?
be
How does this make you feel?
Right now, what's your feelings? What the fuck, man?
Miggs was sitting right next to me
Hey,
when I
he's gotta
went
go.
after. I get that, but after the Tyson Fury fight, did I not sit there looking at Wallet or Walmart or whatever the fuck his name was?
Yes,
And I
Volline.
go, yeah, whatever. And didn't I say they're all asking the same questions? I'm gonna go make this fucker viral. Did
Yeah.
I not do?
Yeah.
Did I not do it?
You
I
did.
not
You
call
did. You
my
said,
shot
how the
in
fuck you gonna capitalize on this fucking spotlight that you have? And they're
Yeah,
like,
let me-
oh, we'll capitalize on it. When the fuck was the last time you heard of Volline since that fight?
No, not only that, I got his promoter who looked like he was 12 years old.
Oh,
I got
yes. Yes.
everybody jumped up on the stage to defend him, and then ultimately they go, well, we could be the champ in Sweden. And here we are, 6 months later? Guess what? You can be the champ in Sweden, bro.
We already forgot the motherfucker's name.
Lee Honish pointed at the left field wall, the deepest part of the stadium, and said, guess where this ball's going to go? And even the person who was walking him around with Top Rank looked at me and I go, I'm going to make this dude go viral. She goes, you're very arrogant. I said, no, I'm going to ask the right question. And I did. And nobody does it. And here's why. Miggs, Andrew, Lee, I love Matt to death. Matt would have asked the right question. Everybody we've ever had on this show who have all gone on to be great things in boxing that we've given platforms to. And I say this to all the fans who follow us, we give you guys with the humor, I get it, and a large part of racism, because boxing is racist as fuck.
I'm prejudiced.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, okay. Fuck, we got to hit on that. We'll do it next week. Here's a little teaser. I'm tired of the Mexican national anthem being played for two Americans. Hey, let me give you. Hey, Lee. Let me give you one of the reasons why. Mikey Garcia, what's your favorite restaurant? Oh, McDonald's. That's not Mexican, bro. Hey, Jesse Vargas, what's your favorite food? Pasta and chicken. The fuck? No, over here got their. Come on, Mexicans would clap. Wouldn't they call them gringos right there?
Look, I grew up in East LA. I've talked about it many times on this show, and I still go back to my favorite Mexican eateries in Montebello to this day because I can't get away from it. Like, I grew up more Mexican than the two guys who fought last night, and they're not very Mexican. I'm
not
just
at
gonna be
all.
completely honest. They're the whitest Mexicans I've ever seen.
Fucking Jesse Vargas is saluting the national anthem like he's from that. It's such bullshit, man.
Hey,
and
we're coconuts, man. That's what we're told. We're brown on the outside and white on the inside. That's what we're told.
And you know what? There's enough of us, Miguel, to just represent America. We've been here. We've been, like they say, we've been in every war that America's had. We don't need to do the fake shit anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
out,
no,
you guys.
if you're Ruiz and you live in El Centro and you're still eating Alberto's in your Bentley and you're doing the fucking Scarface thing in your El Centro mansion, I'm pretty cool with him saying that he's from Mexico still.
There's a rumor Andy Ruiz might have had cocaine on the table this weekend.
So great.
I'm pretty sure that's pretty accurate. I'm pretty sure it's not a rumor.
Yep.
Andy Ruiz, I'm going to have to drive down to El Centro. I mean, I'm the closest for all of us. I got to go down and find this guy. Like,
If you see Oscar in the house in the next party, we know it was cocaine. Oscar's like, what the fuck,
Hey, Andrew. Bro. Why you gotta fucking out me? You fucking outed me. You fucking outed me with the fucking kitchen utensils, chicks, right? You gave away my home address in Pasadena. Stupid white guy you work with, right? You guys all know, like, I like to hang out at the 35er on Colorado and fucking roofie chicks and stick spoons up their ass. You guys did all that shit, all right? It's funny. Ha. Right?
Still think the fishnets was a setup, though, Oscar.
Wait,
I always have your back on the fishnets, bro. They got you drunk and they put you in that outfit. I'll always say that.
So it wasn't Photoshop. It was legit, huh?
Oh yeah, it was legit, but he was drunk, and they dressed him up. It was Leonard Ellerby and Al Heyman. They went in there. Hey, Miguel, where did the boxing gloves come from? Where do those? That was a straight setup, bro. Hey, think outside the box. Oscar don't walk around with boxing gloves. They set his ass up that night. They knew he had a drug and alcohol problem. They got him high as a kite, and they said, Oscar, put this shit on. Oscar don't know what the fuck he's doing. I'm just saying, you guys.
They took advantage of his ass.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They wanted his company. Oh, Schaefer, Leonard Ellerby were in that room that night dressing him up.
Motherfuckers.
I got to go, you guys.
Breaking news. Hold on. We're going to end right here. Breaking news.
Hey, Andrew. Andrew, you still there?
Yes.
You remember 20 years ago?
Oh, jeez.
Fucking fronted on me?
I'm trying to forget it, but yeah.
No, you're not. Bro, you're not. I'm never going to let you forget that. But I'm going to break news for you and that stupid white guy you do the show with and this other dude. I don't know him yet, but I'm going to find out about him. And if he fucking fronts on me, I'm going to fucking stick a fucking bullet in his head too. Just like yours. Okay? So don't fuck with me. All right? So we do all the funny ha-ha Oscar shit, but I'm going to break news with Fight Night Radio. Ready? I wasn't drunk when I put on the picture.
Lies. All lies.
Fight Night Radio. FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee. Talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Night!